All right, guys, we're doing Mon Mothma Light Side Geonosian battles. I have all 4 phases now. This was the last one that we just finished a little bit ago. And Light Side Geonosian battles, all 4 phases, I got Mon Mothma to do 4-4. Mon Mothma, you don't have to have her real fast or anything. Worry about health. Worry about the stats that she shares. That's the best route to go. Those stats are max health, protection, offense, defense, potency, and tenacity. So just wherever you have good mods, it's really full of those things. You're really trying to keep it to those. Potency and tenacity, well, actually, potency is very important because it helps lands your debuffs and stuff that slows the turn meters of the other, take away their turn meter, stuns, adds on DOTs, so on and so forth. So you want it on those. Cara Dune, don't worry about speed, worry about health, protection, potency. That's important. For Biston, I had just a nice mix, some decent speed, decent everything. Peo, you need him fast. If he could have higher potency, that would be better. But the main thing for him is speed, health, and protection. You do not want to lose him. And you do not want to lose Hoth Rebel Scout. They both need to be fast, and they both need to try to stay in the game. They are your turn meter train. Scout, I'm going to show you here. You want to put the crit chance mod on him. You want to have as close to 100% crit chance or higher if possible without losing too much other stuff. And this one I have him at 97%. This is why. Because when he uses that special, he gets an instant turn again when he crits. So when you're starting off the round, you having that extra turn really helps, gets that turn meter train going. All right, so we're going to go into the first battle here. You're going to start off always, 100% of the time, get out the B2s. Believe it or not, they cause more problems than anything else. After the B2s, take out the B1s. The nice thing about them is that it only takes so many hits, they're out. It's not like the other droids that you're going to run into here where you have to hit them over and over and over and over again forever to get them out. I've sped these 4 phases up. And you can see Droideka, he's dodging and everything else. You want to save Mon Mothma's middle ability only for emergencies. Do not use it as a heal. That's to res up somebody if things go really bad. And it takes a long time for you to get that back up. So the best thing to do is just don't use it. He's almost out. Once he's out, doesn't matter at this point. A lot of times I'll actually go auto at this point. You have to watch your AoEs because if you do an AoE, Magna Guard will most likely counterattack, and then when he counterattacks, he taunts. And every time he counterattacks, like sometimes you'll just have him over and over again. You're wiping it off, and then he counterattacks, wipes it off, counterattacks. He just keeps doing that. So best thing to do is don't do AoEs until you get the primary damage dealers out. Once they're out, then you can go into auto. Don't worry about it then at that point. Again, this is phase 1. Each phase gets a little more difficult, but as you'll see, it's the first part, the first tier that you're in is the one that makes or breaks you. After you get past the first tier, you're usually pretty good. The first wave, I should say. You're usually pretty good. So here we go. On to the next. We got a B1. We get rid of him first. I'm going to use the AoE to take out the other one. The command droid is one you have to get You have to watch him. If he does his basic, he will mess up your team and mess up your flow, and you can lose right there from that. He has a daze on his basic, and it's an AoE daze. And that's the first thing he's going to do, is daze your team. So, and then of course they're not assisting, so that will ruin your team. So he would be the only other one I would say that you have to make sure you have control of. Watch his turn meter when you're taking out B1s and B2s. Also sniper droids and droidicas. Those, you all have to watch all of those, but he will just completely wreck your team. So don't let him get his turn meter all the way up to where he takes a turn. You have to swing back over to him and get it under control. Which is one of the nice things with Biston that I save. His third ability is called Gunner Tactics. Deals physical damage to target enemy and remove turn meter equal to Biston's potency. So if his potency is high, you will remove that turn meter. And if his potency is high, you're going to land it. So you save that for occasions like that, where one of the ones you don't want to take a turn is getting close to taking a turn, pop it on them, and now you've got more time. We're taking out the B1s. See, normally with most other teams, you will probably go after Droidica. We take those out first. I tried to take his turn meter off right there. You saw it did not stick. So him, and it didn't stick with her. I decided to take him out. But you can see the turn meter train's going, so I'm taking a bunch of turns to his one. But I would have felt more comfortable removing that turn meter. But we're going to be okay anyways. All right, moving on to the next one. You do not want to do the AoE. You just ignore Grievous for now. You take out the B1. You take out the Droidica. He is going to do an AoE, but you can see if you get enough time, you'll just heal all the way back up again. Usually you'll end each phase on full health, full protection, because you're just healing all the time. Here we go. Yeah, he does his thing. They do their things. And now we're back on it. Now I don't mind doing AoEs because you've got two Magna Guards. If you go after Grievous, he's just going to force you over to one of them. It's not going to matter. So just ignore Grievous until the end. Just get them down. I tend to work them both down. Again, our health's creeping up. He's going to do another AoE soon. If your health is kind of low, you just switch back and forth on them until your health is up, and then finish it off when your health and protection is up high enough to take the AoE from Grievous. All right, look at that. Extra turn. Looking good. I'm in auto now, as you can see, because there's nothing he's going to be able to do. He can't. He's not even going to get another turn. In each phase, they bring their own issues you got to worry about. One of the worst characters that you can come up against, probably the worst one, is Wat Tambor. He puts on the tank tech onto Magna Guard, and that's game over. You do not do enough damage. Now you can see here I lost somebody. No big deal. Keep going. Now I lost part of the turn meter train, but I brought out the trooper first because I have to clear the taunt so I can get onto B1 and B2. I'll die if I don't. So now I'm just waiting until I get back around to Mon Mothma, and then I can bring out the turn meter train, and then we're good. And there we are. And now the turn meter train is up and running. So expect to lose one character from time to time. Like I said, it's even possible I've had it where you lose two. Hopefully the speed does help, having those two sped up. Usually they go after Cara Dune. And so you lose her, it's no big deal. You just bring her back when you come around to Mon Mothma the second time. Again, you want to get out. If they don't have Magna Guard, then you don't have to get the trooper out right away. But if they do, you need to get him out. So you're not stuck on Magna Guard while everything else is beating on your team. Again, we're in auto now. And this is on phase 2. Oops, I should have brought out the trooper again. I think I do it the next time here. She comes around. Mon Mothma is so slow. Even when I had speed mods on her, she was just so slow. Doesn't matter for her about the speed. Just, you put on something that has some okay speed, then worry about the other stats for her. Again, I'm doing a lot of basics. It does take a little more time, but I'm in control. 2 sniper droids, doesn't matter. B2 and B1s. Now, there's no Magna Guard. I can do AoEs and stuff and not worry about it. I just am switching back and forth, trying to get dazes and stuns on them, trying to get the turn meter under control. Now, at this point, they're not going to hit that hard, but at the same time, I don't like to take chances. Our biggest threat after them, and I can't get to them at all with this team, is Spy. So you got to watch Spy. But again, when the turn meter train is going, he just kind of sits there. Look at that. Wiped all the turn meter. Perfect. Again, with her, it'd be nice to have her a little higher on that potency, so she lands it. Again, I'm in auto. Just keeping everything under control. The sniper droid is stunned. The command droid is stunned. I'm actually more worried about the command droid than the sniper droid. Now we're working him down. You don't want to leave it on auto forever. You do need to make sure that you're refreshing your stuff before the end. Again, a lot of basics. That middle ability, by the time he comes around, it's refreshed again. So you can use that every single time. That's on Peo. Again, the command droid. Get him out. On Peo, when everybody does basic attacks, it resets his cooldowns by 1. And he gets 5% turn meter. So that's why that middle ability is always refreshed up. And now we come out of auto, and we are back to getting everything reset for phase 4. right. You can use your AoEs and stuff here. It's not going to much matter. I find the soldier is a little more squishy. We want to remove the turn meter from Brood Alpha when we can. And we're just working them down, keeping the turn meter down as best we can. Again, potency is important for these reasons. And my potency in my book is a little too low, for these characters. They should all be higher. But this works. So if you've got mods to do it, I just don't like having to remove all the mods and switch mods all over the place and turn it into a big ordeal. So I only changed the mods on 2 characters, and all I did was move them from one character to another. All right, we got 2 B2s, 2 sniper droids, a B1. So B2s first, believe it or not. You got to get them out. You see how often they're going. Their turn meter, you can't control the B2's turn meters. This is the hardest phase, which is part 1, or it's not phase, but wave, which is part 1. Got to get that out. Again, now we're getting the turn meter under control. Our health and protection is getting all rejuvenated back up, so we should be able to take a hit if one comes. Nope, the DOT killed it. Again, we're now resetting our things as best we can for the next round. B2. B1. Once we get this under control, we got to get the turn meter down on him. There we go. Well, might as well finish him off now. B1. In the back, command droid, keep an eye on his turn meter. Now we go for him. Soldier, it's not going to do much damage to you. He's not going to one-shot anybody or mess up your team. All right. Again, at this point, if you wanted to, you could go into auto, get it down to 1 character left, and then pull out of it and get into getting your abilities reset. Coming along nicely. All right, this is a nice and easy level right here. Let's get it done. Again, auto. We'll get it down to just the spy and then take him out. Unless he comes uninvis, then you can go after him. As you can see, my turn meter reduction is not landing. There we go, landed that time. Getting there, basics, get everything reset. Moving on into round 4. All right, we've got Watt. All focus on Watt. He takes a turn and puts that tank tech on Magna Guard. It's game over. Because Magna Guard will always taunt, and you cannot do enough damage to get him down where he doesn't have protection. This team is not a damage team. It's a control team, and it just does little pingings, as you can see. The tank tech rejuvenates faster than that. So, yeah, found that out the hard way, unfortunately. All right, I'm not landing my, there it goes, turn meter reductions. All right. Look at that. All right, here we go. Phase 4. B2. Even in phase 4, that speed I have on them is enough to not just take a beating, which is great. B1s now. We can take out Magna Guard. Doesn't really much matter at this point. What's funny is that the event special there I've never used, never seen it, because it's my first time doing phase 4. Well, what's funny with this team, you don't even need the event specials. You don't even need them. This team just kind of does its own thing. B2. Between the Droidica and the Sniper Droid, Droidica is the one that's got you need to have the most attention to between the two, but you don't want either of them. You just want to, whenever a buff is gotten, go over, wipe it off. I'm trying to get rid of some turn meter there, so I chanced an AoE. He did taunt, but I was able to get it right back under control. This way I'm able to finish off Droidica. Now I'm onto the Sniper. Slowly but surely, working our way down. B2. And notice that we have a command droid there. Everything's not landing as well as I'd like. The turn meter reduction, so on and so forth in phase 4. So you see me trying to be a little bit more desperate, trying to land AoEs and stuff to get that under control. And you can see things aren't landing. And that's because my potency isn't high enough. I'm still able to do it. It still does a good job, but it would be a little bit less scary. My potency was higher overall. So that is something I'm going to work on before the next light side battles. Mon Mothma, I want to get hers up. Even though she doesn't need it, she spreads it. Cara Dune, I want to get her over 100. Same thing with Biston, if I can get him up close to 100. Peo, all of them, try to get their potencies up. So that is something I'm going to work on a little bit. I know I don't have to take him out. I'm trying to get everything reset because I don't know how hard the fourth phase is going to be. So I want to make sure I'm going in strong. All right, we've got the bugs. Again, I found the soldier, working him down. He's a little more squishy. Like I said before, not that he's going to die real easy, but it helps bring the total health of everybody down. It keeps resetting if you're able to do a little more damage to one of them. Stacking on dots as best I can, doing the AoEs, trying to get armor on them, to decrease their armor and stuff. Obviously, that stuff's not landing. I wish it was. Again, that would make this go more smoothly. Turn meter train's doing well. He's out. And keep in mind, Soldier is their turn meter train. So by taking him out, when they do get turns, or if they do get turns, their main turn meter train is out. So that's another reason to go after Soldier. All right, let's see if we can't take out Brood. Yep, look at that. All right, well, thanks for watching. Like if you like. All righty, bye.